Is that another Negro male worrying about my hair? Why is a male worrying about another male's hair, my brother? Here we go again. We need testosterone shots. Lord have mercy. We need testosterone shots. Why is this man worrying about my hair? Men, let me give you some rules on masculinity. Couple rules on masculinity. You don't worry about another man's skin. You don't worry about another man's hair. You don't worry about what another man weighs. You don't worry about how another man smells. You don't worry about a man's cologne. You don't worry about the women that he entertained. Lord have mercy. Stop worrying about the men. Stop worrying about the women that men entertain. Stop worrying about who I entertain. Stop worrying about my life. My personal life is my personal life. Get out my bedroom. Get out my bedroom, because if you don't stop worrying about my personal life, you little dusty, crusty ninja. If you don't stop worrying about my personal life, you little dusty, crusty ninja. If you don't stop worrying about my personal life, you little dusty, crusty ninja, I'm going to come into your bedroom and take your queen out of your bedroom and bring her into my bedroom. And you know damn well she don't want the Ifa Tunde shakedown. You know damn well your queen don't want the Ifa Tunde shakedown. You know damn well if she get this 6'3" North Philly beard one time, it's a wrap for you, son. Okay? I will give her the Ifa Tunde shakedown. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm worried about my Shango stick. Because if you keep worrying about my Shango stick, your queen going to get Shango hit. Stop worrying about my Shango stick before your queen end up getting Shango hit. Stop playing with me. I just made it rain. I just called Shango, now it's raining. I just called Shango and now it's drizzling. Atlanta Africans, tell me I ain't got the divinities on my... I just called on the name of Orisha Shango and it started drizzling. And y'all do know Shango controls the rain. Dr. Umar just made it rain in Atlanta. I'm going to say it again. King Kong consciousness, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, just made it rain in Atlanta. Lord have mercy.
What on God's green and verdant earth did I just listen to? Or as The Rock used to say, what in the blue hell was that? Okay, believe it or not, even though I'm not a fan, I was kind of with him. Because we do worry too much about what goes on in somebody's bedroom and who they entertain. Although the way he goes about it, he's supposed to be a doctor, yet he acts anything but. He does not have any. To me, and I've called him this on a few occasions, to me, he's another Pookie. He's another hood rat who just happens to have a little bit of education. But this crap, dude, you claim to be Dr. Umar, sir, you keep running your mouth like that, you might need a doctor. And saying you 6'3", luscious chocolate. There's a lot of brothers that fit that description. Heck, I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2", dude. And I bet you, if I bet you, I'm probably bigger than your behind. So, what's your point? And as far as, I will take your woman, I would laugh. And all I gotta say is, you can take Regina, you can have her. Which, I mean, that's how much of a joke it is to me. Because even if me and her broke up today, we could break up today, and you run across her and try to throw that weak ass rap that you got, she would laugh in your face and walk off. I'd be more worried about one of them British boys, or to use a wrestling example, I'd be more worried about somebody like Ilya Dragunov or Gunther taking off with her, or to pick a brother. Remember Keith Lee a few years ago? He was a hit in NXT, WWE NXT at one point. I'd be more worried about somebody like him taking my woman than you. 6 degrees, please. Maybe in your non-existent refrigerator. maybe 6 degrees in that place you keep calling a school, which isn't officially a school. You just got 2 abandoned buildings. But nah, and speaking of which, you need to worry more about that school. Talking about you gonna take somebody's woman, please put the shango stick. What is that? I've heard porn stars that come up with better lines. Shango, really? And from the shape that I've seen you in, man, you have to take a breath after every couple of sentences, man. You probably wouldn't last that long in bed, no way. So, nah, brah. No, you revealing yourself as a fraud more and more every day. Like I said, you remind me of the hood rat or the pookies I would see at the barber shop or something, man. You just making a fool out of yourself. Fool out of yourself. I mean, being 6'3", that's not the flex you think it is, dude. There are a lot of brothers that fit that. Chocolate complexion, there's a lot of brothers that fit that. And probably got a better cut than you. And as far as men talking about your cut, dude, let's be honest, your cut sucks. Your cut kind of sucks right now. For a guy that claims to be all dignified and stuff, you need to fire your barber, for real. If you even go to a barber. You probably haven't been to a barber in months. Shoot, all wild and everything. I mean, you probably haven't been because the barber gonna want cash up front. And we know you don't like to do cash. Heck, if it wasn't for the fact that it was in court and part of a settlement, you probably wouldn't have paid that Marianne chick. The one you try to strong arm and try to take over her movie. The one where you allegedly, and I'm just saying that just to avoid trouble, where you allegedly, you say black queens forever, snow bunnies never. You know who falls for lines like that? The people who are easily entertained or just the plain dumb. Basically, you just sound smart enough for dumb people. Now, yeah, I know I'm ripping off Charlemagne the God's line, but for once Charlemagne had a point. You just sound smart enough to sound smart to dumb people. Okay? Particularly the dumb among our group. So, my dude. I mean, it was so pathetic. I actually laughed. If it wasn't for the fact that I knew this dude was serious, was really being serious, I would have thought he was a comedian. I really would have. I would have thought he was a comedian. And the fact that you get triggered by somebody talk about your hair and stuff, or trying to throw some shade at you, and you talk about, oh, we need some testosterone in there. Well, it ain't from you, that's for sure. Because most men who are in your so-called position, who really are, they ain't bothered by dudes like that. They're not bothered by dudes like that. If you was really royalty, like you said, you wouldn't even acknowledge it. So, yeah, man. There's not really much I can say on this. Yeah, I'm out.